Hi, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and I just thought I'd drop in right now and talk a little bit about my knitting and my spinning and my dyeing of my yarn. And I thought I'd check and see how all of you guys are doing. Doing pretty well today. Cold. My hands cannot warm up today, which is why I have a shawl on. But you know, I like my homemade shawls anyways. Let's see. How are you guys? Well, I hope everybody's well. You know, I've been doing this podcast for 138 episodes. This is the 138th one. It's amazing. Well, today, I have to look, is October 30th. I'm going to see if I can move this just a wee bit. There we go. And today is October 30th. One more day in the month. Then it's almost my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Molly. You can find me all over the internet. I'm on Ravelry as Napier's Knits, and then we have a podcast group called Naturally Kim's Knitting. And, you know, or take part of our fun part, which is the knit-alongs and giveaways that I have once in a while and everything, you need to be a member. So just go, I'm sorry, my hands are cold, so I'm trying to put them up my sleeve. Just go over to that Ravelry group and sign up as a member, and unless you talk to us, we probably won't bother you too much, other than watching the podcast, you know, or whatever. Okay, let's see, you can find me on Etsy. Yes, I have an Etsy store called Napier's Knits, and then I also am on Instagram as knittin_Kim, and then of course you can find me as Naturally Kim's Knitting on YouTube, Blogger, and WordPress. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I told you that about joining up to the group to become members, and so you could take part of knit-alongs. The timing of this is just something. Tomorrow is the last day of the month, and so finished object drawing will be tomorrow. I apologize, guys. I know you have to wait a whole another week. I could tape a separate one, but that never seems to go well when I tape on days that aren't my podcast days. We'll see if I can. I'm trying to think what all I have coming up this week. Anyways, so for one of our knit-alongs, we have the finished object knit-along. It's just what it says. When you finish an object, you just take a picture of it and find. I have finished objects for October up right now. Thursday. I'll try to get one open for November. You just take a picture. If you have a name of the pattern, put that in there. And at the end of the month, I number all the finished objects from 1 to whatever. And I do random number generator, and I draw numbers. And I see who wins. And I didn't bring it over. I'm sorry. I meant to. I have it right over there, but I don't want to bend over and have you look at an empty screen and all that. I have 4 little mini skeins, which were donated by Fizona. And that's for if I have 1 to 10 entries, which I do. Then after that, I add prizes, usually Ravelry patterns. Which reminds me, guys, postage is so expensive. So what I'm probably going to be doing for the majority of my prizes is the Ravelry patterns, only because I've spent $15 to send a couple things that didn't even cost $15 before, and it's just very expensive, so I apologize. If you still want to donate prizes, feel free to, because my problem comes when I buy the prize and then I have to ship the prize. My husband will say, you know how much you're spending on this and you don't get anything back. Not really. He doesn't say that. He understands. It's just, you know, it's a bite out of the budget. So there will still be prizes. I'm just trying to be more creative and not make them things I have to mail too much, unless there's, you know, every once in a while I'll have something. Like for the 150th episode, I'll probably have yarns or something in there. patterns, yarns, whatever. Anyways, if anybody ever would like to have gift cards places, go ahead and underneath um, this podcast, just write down which crafty stores you go to, and if it's possible to get gift cards to those places, I could do that too. So, anyways, that's the finished object knit along. Now we do have another one, and as of this morning, we only have one person that entered, and so if that's the way it is, she's going to win it. But it's for Mila's Knit Corner, and she has many different patterns. I just chose to do mittens, and I mean she has so many beautiful mittens and fingerless mittens. I mean we could do fingerless or mittens for the knit along. If you've got them done though, please take your pictures and put them in the Mila's Knit Corner knit along. Tomorrow, well, actually Thursday, first thing in the morning, I'll lock both those threads, and I'll open a November thread for the finished objects, and I'll draw the winners. And like I said, if I can find the time, I will have a special winners podcast. It won't take but a few minutes, but excuse me, I might be able to do that rather than make you wait till a whole another week. Okay. Oh my goodness. Now comes my fun part. I love talking about what's on my needles. See if I can do this without knocking everything down. They're on here very precariously. So I'm making another chemo cap out of one of these cute little Corone balls that my grandchildren and my daughter sent me for Mother's Day. This is Corone. I know they put color names on there. I just always have to find them. I know it's on there. Mint Smoothie. Oh, that's a very appropriate name. You can see the different colors down there. That's just where the pom-pom's attached. I found out last time I can actually get 2 hats from one of these. At least I did the last one. We'll see about this one. And but I only have pom-poms for one, but I have enough yarn. I think I'd make a pom-pom for the other one. So let me show you what it looks like. It's just your basic ribbed band with just plain stockinette. Oh goodness, I'm wanting to drop my stitches. With regular stockinette stitching for the hat, and another couple inches I'll be ready to decrease for the crown. Little technical things are coming easy today, but you can kind of see the colors. They're a little bit brighter than what's that showing, and I'm sorry about that. But I like this one a lot. Then I want to get this right. Oh no, I turned my phone off. That's never good. Not when you're trying to podcast, and that's where your show notes are. Okay, my temperature afghan. Why couldn't I remember what that's called? Made out of Knit Pick Swish DK, size 4 needles, and it's the Cozy Memory pattern. And this is for my daughter. If you're new, you don't know all this, but I went to Weathergan, I believe it was, and I had charts made up for the first year of my children's lives on this earth. So since my daughter's oldest, I'm doing hers first. And look at that. I have really been working. I love how the colors change. We had the darker forest greens, Adelpht, and navies, and then we turned to kind of Marina and Forest Heather, and then we went to a lot of honey, and now up here we're a lot of Sugar Plum, Allspice, and Serrano. But look at this. I just love how the colors just kind of go from one set to another. Well, it's like the year, especially here in Ohio. Well, no, hers wouldn't be in Ohio. It would have been in Indiana. But yeah, look at this. It's just working out lovely. I'll have some yarn done when I'm done with the year, and I'm just going to add either a border along the edge, or I'll just add random squares and let her know that these are not part of your first year, but you know your mother, and she does. She knows her mother. Oh, let's see. What else? I want to make sure I get everything that I'm talking about. Come on, phone. There we go. Oh, yes. My Christmas socks. My socks. My Christmas socks. These. Yeah, I left the band in. Knit Picks Chroma Twist Fingering. And this is, just in case anybody's wondering, this is Groovy. Groovy, man. And, of course, by being this kind of yarn, the socks do not start at the same place. But, this is one sock. And this is the other. It's got kind of a bright pink. However, to make them show that they are a pair, along the sides, I'm just putting a little cable. Do you see it? And both socks have that cable so that the person that I'm gifting these to will see that these are a pair of socks. Then I didn't bring my other pair of socks that I'm knitting. It's also a gift. Can't remember what I'm making them out of. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the name of the yarn is. Oh, I'm doing it from a sock blank. I know where it's at, but once again, I'm not going to get it. It's one of Gail's Art sock blanks, and I believe it was called Camping. And it's turning out nicely. I'm just plain knitting it because it's similar enough that you could tell they're a pair. Now, these are my scrapyard socks. I thought I'd have these done last night. I was working away on the ribbing, on this one especially. I was up at the ribbing part, and I thought, I'm going to finish it, and I didn't finish it. I have a mistake right there. Oh, no, I know what it was. I'll be able to block it out. But that's the one sock. And these are not matchy-matchy. They are to a point, but not really. This is the other one. I haven't started the ribbing yet. That will be a project for today. But, you know, put them together, and they match down here. They match right here. But then you get up here, and this one has a little of the purple. But I don't know what happened. I usually try to divide my scraps evenly, but for some reason it didn't work. So this one has a tealish color for the top, and this one is a continuation of the purple, and I don't know how that happened. I have a scale, and I usually weigh them and all that stuff, but didn't work out. Then my pièce de résistance, the throwback sweater. I didn't bring the gnome, the garden gnome hoodie over. I didn't work on it this last week. I've really been working on this. It's my new pet project. Sorry, I have sock yarn intertangled with this. That's not going to work because this sweater does not have any purple in it. This is the throwback sweater, and it's designed by Drea Renee Knits. Now, I'm knitting this for Kat Carey on Ravelry. It's a sample knit for her. She provided the yarn, and I'm knitting it up. And oh my goodness, I am loving it. I was concerned about it being a short body, but then I realized that at the bottom you have 4 inches of ribbing. So, you know, it's going to extend it way down. So I'm working on the ribbing on this too. I'm in a ribbing mood, I tell you. And then I'm going to work on the sleeves, and then it has a button band that goes around. So anyways, to show you how far I got since last week, I did put a progress marker. I got to find it. You see where the progress marker is? I did all that since last week. And I love this yarn. I should say it's Malabrigo Rios. Paris Nights, Natural, Hojas is what I'm assuming, and Frank Okra. And the needles are 8, which is 5 millimeter, and 7, which is 4.5 millimeters. Oh my goodness. I just love it. It's not for me, but as I keep saying, I also told my husband I want me to make myself a Harley sweater too. And I love this one. I don't know. I'm going to have to decide. So let's just move along, though, since I can't decide. Um, Finished objects. I finished this week 2 chemo caps. Ta-da! Look at these. These came from the same skein of yarn. Um, Another one of those Corone sprinkles. You could tell this one took off or that one ended. I haven't got the pom-pom on it yet. I haven't decided which one to put it on. I may put it on this one just to give it a spark of light at the top. And I can't remember. I think, which one did I knit second? I don't even remember. Oh, that's awful. Oh, well, yeah, you could tell. So it's probably blue going into red that's coming up. So I'll make another pom-pom for the other hat. Finished objects, finished object dance. Sorry. I don't have many people to talk to very often. My phone fell. My show notes, you know how that is. I'm going to get it. I'm still here. Sorry about that. I just don't want to forget anything. Okay, I just didn't talk about the garden gnome, which I'm going to get back to it. Yeah, right now this is just amazing to me. Oh, I don't have those over here. I'm going to take pictures of them today. I told you I'd be putting my free pattern up, my new pattern up tomorrow. Well, we had computer problems this week, so I wasn't able to get onto the computer. I'm getting on there this weekend, whatever that is. 31st, 1st, 2nd. Like, I'm going to get on there this week. So I will make it Saturday and Sunday that that pattern will be free, the spread your wing. So anybody who likes that and would like to make a pair yourself, it will be free for Saturday and Sunday. Then it will go up to $2.50. Okay? Okay. I'm still asking for craft-along ideas. Anybody has any ideas for craft-alongs? I could reach for the card and tell you what it is, if you don't mind, just a moment. I mean, one thing people haven't suggested is knitting with a specific kind of yarn. Maybe we want to knit with worsted or fingering. Everybody did fingering. Or maybe there's a certain brand. And I would give you plenty of notice so you would have time to get it. But some suggested ones are free Ravelry patterns, a knitting expat pattern, one of my designs, which I don't have a lot out there yet, but Helen Stewart patterns, knitted toys, shawls, hats, spring or summer sweater, or spring or summer. I don't know if it's saying, whoever wrote this, let me know if you want specifically, you want it to be a spring or summer sweater to give, or do you want us to make it in the spring or summer to give? Either one would work, but toe-up socks, a sock-along, brioche-along, color work, works in progress, which I like that one. There is a hat along, I'll have to mark that one off. A color along, where I would either put a vote out there for you to name a color that you'd like to work with, or I will just have a random wheel and spin it and come up with a color. Triona Murphy. I duplicated another one. Toe-up socks. Then Niner cowl and the Ashling shawl. These are all great, and since I like them all, I'm either going to put them all in a bowl and draw, or I'll use my buddy, the random number generator. But if you can think of any other ones, please add them to the list. I would love to hear your ideas. I didn't have any questions for me this week. I was trying to think what fun things I've done. I really haven't done a whole lot of fun things. It's been one of the, especially, I did some reading, but nothing, I didn't finish anything. I have one book that I reviewed last week. I wasn't that crazy about it, so I'm not even going to talk about it. If you want to see what it is, just go to Reading, Writing, and So Much More under Blogger, and you can see it, but I wasn't that impressed with that book. Sorry. This is normally where I would talk about the Knit Picks yarn that's on sale for the month. They have got one more day for their Mighty Stitch. But I don't have any idea what their next month's yarn is going to be, so we will just have to wait and see. Now, as far as my resolutions, I was able to add to my chemo caps, and oh, I haven't got another pair of socks for the soup kitchen because I haven't finished those yet. How are you guys doing? Do you guys make knitting resolutions? And how are you doing with them? I'm curious to find out if I'm just a crazy one or if other people do it. You can tell I'm not very good because I upped my resolutions last year. Excuse me. And I don't think I'm going to meet any of them, which is so sad. As far as the yarns in my Etsy shop, you're free to go to Etsy and check them out, or you can go to the end of last week's podcast and you can see what's available. All my yarns are $18 a skein plus shipping. If you don't want to order through Etsy but you want to order through me, get a hold of me and we can figure something out. I'll have to figure out the shipping, which I think I could probably do, depending where you're at. Anyways, I think that's it. Oh my goodness. I talked longer than I thought. I thought this was going to be 10 minutes. That's going to be done. But I also don't have prizes on here. So, you know, I have to wait till Thursday. And I could put this out Thursday, but I think I'm just going to put it out tonight or tomorrow. Anyways, I'm sorry. I just chatter on about things that probably you guys don't really care about, but, you know. I didn't mention my grandchildren or my children. Well, I said happy birthday to Molly, or my children. That was a good thing. My son called me this morning, and I told him, I said, if you'd have called just a little bit later, I'd have had to decide, do I pause my podcast to talk to you or not? I said, I probably would have paused. I don't get to talk to my fella, my baby boy, that often. And I told him I've been missing them so much. So I was very glad he called. It was about not fun chat stuff, but you know, it was still nice. Anyways, I think that's about it. I'll end this by saying I hope that all of you have a very successful crafty week. I hope you don't make any mistakes, but if you do, I hope they're small ones. I love each and every one of you. I really do. I feel like I have made so many friends that I haven't actually met in person. But you guys are all special to me. Love you. Big, big hugs. And I hope you have a super week. Bye-bye.